There are loads of cruise lines that advertise their cruises as being all-inclusive, but they very, very rarely include alcohol. There are a few that do, and in this video we're going to be exploring them. Some of these are actually what I would consider budget or mainstream cruise lines, and there are some that are more luxurious. There's also a lot of cruise lines that call themselves all-inclusive, but they don't include any alcohol, so we'll be talking about those in this video too. Most cruise lines do offer a beverage package which can make your cruise closer to being all-inclusive. I do think it's a bit cheeky when cruise lines say that they're all-inclusive, but not everything is included. It's a bit strange. The first cruise line that includes alcohol are MARELLA cruises. They used to be called Thompson here in the UK, and they rebranded recently to be called MARELLA. MARELLA are one of my favourite cruise lines, and I wish more people would consider cruising on them. I think they had a bit of a reputation when they were Thompson for being a Thompson party cruise, and MARELLA cruises are nothing like that. I've been on 2 MARELLA cruises. The first was a Baltic cruise for 2 weeks, which was absolutely fantastic, and the second was a 90s themed cruise, which was so much fun. Amazingly, MARELLA cruises are actually not that expensive. If you're clever about it, you can probably get a MARELLA cruise for about £100 per night, and considering that includes alcohol, I think that's a very good price. The MARELLA cruise fare actually includes all of your gratuities as well, and there are loads of places where you can eat for free, so it was very, very easy to go on a MARELLA cruise and not spend any extra money on anything. Cruises with MARELLA include beers, they include wine, they include cocktails, they include a bit of everything. They do have some things on the menu which are premium, and you can upgrade to a premium package which is only about £50 a week, which is very, very cheap. On a lot of the big cruise lines you'll pay more than £50 per day for a drink package, so even if you did want to upgrade so that you could have slightly fancier cocktails, £50 a week is still a really good deal. There's really some of everything included on the all-inclusive, so you'll have some vodkas, some rum, some whiskey, and if you want a high-end version of that, that is when you upgrade to premium. The only real difference between regular and premium is you get slightly more choice of alcoholic drinks, you get to have tea and coffee in the coffee pot included in the premium, and you also get your soda in a can instead of just from the fountain. I personally probably wouldn't upgrade to premium. I'm quite happy to think, this is my menu, this is what's included, I'll order from here. There are literally hundreds of included drinks, so why you would need to order one that's not, I'm not too sure. If you do have one of your favourite drinks and you want to find out if it is included, I'll stick a link in the description to the full list of everything that's included, but I was very, very impressed. The next cruise line that includes alcohol that I think is budget/mainstream is Celestial Cruises. Celestial Cruises are a Greek cruise line, and it doesn't really feel like many people have heard about them. I took a cruise around the Greek islands on the Celestial Olympia, and for the price it was absolutely fantastic. Most days we have more than 1 port per day, so you don't really spend that much time on the ship, but there is loads of drinks included. When you sit down on a Celestial cruise in a bar, there's 2 menus, there's one that's included and there's one that's not, and I never even opened the one that wasn't because there were so many drinks on the included menu. So you'll find beers, you'll find wine, you'll find cocktails, you'll find all kinds of things, and if you just look at that, you're never going to need to spend any extra money on drink. Another thing that I really liked about the Celestial cruise fare is that it included premium teas and coffees. Different types of coffee would all be included in your cruise fare. On a lot of cruise lines, even if you buy the most expensive, premium, ultimate, everything drinks package, they don't always include tea and coffee, which is a bit strange. The next cruise line that I have cruised on personally that includes alcohol is Viking. If you can afford a Viking cruise, book it right now and go, because it was the best 4 days I think I've probably ever had on a cruise. It was out of this world amazing. The Viking cruise fare includes beers and soft drinks and wine within meal times. You might think that's a bit annoying that it's not included the rest of the time, but you'd be surprised how long lunch and dinner actually drag out for on a Viking cruise, so the only thing you're probably going to buy is maybe a few drinks in the evening. Viking do also have a premium drinks package available if you want to buy it. On to Azamara now. I've not actually cruised with Azamara yet, but I really would like to. They include beer and wine and some spirits throughout the day. There are packages that you can upgrade to if you want more alcohol, but there is some included in the cruise fare. SILVERSEA cruises include beer, wine, spirits, even some champagne. If you can afford a SILVERSEA cruise, then go mad. You've paid for it, drink as much as you can. The next cruise line is Regent 7 Seas. That's a very similar cruise line in that it also includes loads of drinks, but we've kind of strayed into the luxury cruise line kind of area now, and generally speaking, the more you pay for a cruise, the more is included in the cruise fare, which makes sense. If you're cruising with a luxury cruise line, you can kind of expect some alcohol to be included. If you're cruising on a really budget cruise line like Costa or MSC, you're not getting even water on Costa, so you're not going to get alcohol. There are a couple of cruise lines that advertise themselves as all-inclusive, but they do not include any alcohol. So the first cruise line that does this is Virgin Voyages. Virgin Voyages advertise themselves as all-inclusive because they include gratuities. The Virgin Voyages cruise fare does include quite a lot, and I am really excited about Virgin Voyages. I do have a couple of Virgin videos on this channel, so I will link to those in the description. The cruise fare includes all of your food on board. There's no specialty restaurants. You can eat in, I think, 15 restaurants, which is amazing. It includes basic beverages, gym classes, Wi-Fi, gratuities, but it doesn't include alcohol. The next cruise line that often describes themselves as all-inclusive, but they're not really, is Norwegian Cruise Line. The way that you book a Norwegian Cruise Line cruise means that most of the time you will get some sort of perk, and the perk can be used normally for a drinks package. There's always opportunity to upgrade your drinks packages. The drinks packages go very high on Norwegian Cruise Line, but either way, a Norwegian Cruise Line cruise is not all-inclusive. It does not include alcohol. Even if you're paying and you're getting perks, that's not really all-inclusive, I don't think, because it is possible to book a Norwegian cruise without alcohol. I'm cruising on the Norwegian Spirit next week and I have no drinks included. I've actually decided to buy myself a soda package because I don't really drink that much. Most river cruises do include alcohol. They'll probably include wine and beer with dinner and with lunch. The rest of the time you'll normally have to pay for your drinks. If you're cruising on a more premium river cruise line, there might be drinks included all the time, and if you're cruising on a really budget river cruise line, there might not be any, but generally speaking, most river cruise lines include beer and wine with lunch and dinner, not with breakfast. I did worry a little bit that by cruising on a all-inclusive cruise line that included alcohol, that people would be drunk and making a nuisance of themselves, but that was not the case on my Marella cruises, and it was not the case on Celestial at all. I think when people know that they've got alcohol included, they kind of pace themselves. There's no need to go out and get really drunk, so it's kind of a nice atmosphere on board. That said, I did take a 90s themed cruise with Marella, and the people who were attracted to a 90s themed party cruise do tend to drink more than the people that I found on my 2-week Baltic cruise. But I think that makes sense. They are doing another 90s noughties cruise next year, and if you're clever you can get it for around £400 for 3 nights, and I know people who could drink £400 worth of drink in 3 nights, let alone your cruise and your entertainment. So I do think it's good value. Most Marella cruises you will not find drunk people everywhere. Just because the drink is included does not mean that people really take advantage of it. One of my favourite things is when you go to the theatre on Marella, they will have a table there, they will have cocktails made up, they'll have Prosecco, and you just pick a glass and you go and sit down. It's so easy and you don't have to worry about anything. You can come off the cruise with a ridiculously small bill. I really love my cruise in Marella. I love my Celestial cruise. Viking were fantastic, and I'm not yet luxurious enough to comment on the other cruise lines that I've mentioned in this video. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you liked it. If you did, please consider subscribing. I bring you a new video every single week, so I'll see you in the next one.